Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love. American made.
Listen up, Autobots and Decepticons. You're listening to Prime Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television, and I'm one of your hosts, Audrey.
I'm your other host, Mara.
One of these episodes is pretty forgettable. The other one is an all-timer for me.
But both of them are very Yaoiful.
Yes. So I've made a lot of jokes about married couples in the show, mostly like Wheeljack and Ratchet. Inferno and Red Alert are actually married.
Yeah. And I mean, not to mention Grapple and Hoist. Here's my thing.
They're more blowjob brothers than Inferno and Red Alert are.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm not saying, listen, I'm here for Robot Yowie. You know this about me. I am not saying that they're not a good ship. I'm just saying they are not as married as Red Alert and Inferno are.
See, that's interesting because I was much more struck by their relationship than Red Alert and Inferno's. It comes in at the end, but like it's not really about them for the most part. It's kind of about Red Alert himself. I don't know. The beautiful menagerie of human experiences. But I think thank you, James Roberts, for inventing lots of new Robot Yowie over the course of his time.
Actually explicitly stated canon Robot Yowie.
But I think
and Yuri,
we should go back and make some of these old relations, give them some new spice. There wasn't any Ratchet and Wheeljack. There was Ratchet and Drift, of course, but that's a different thing altogether. There Grapple was not in it at all because he's kind of a dingus. But you could put him in. I liked Hoist. I like Hoist a lot, actually. He's probably in the front running for my favorite season 2 character so far, which is surprising to me because I don't remember noticing Hoist much the first time I watched these episodes. But like now I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of like Hoist. What? But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, the first episode, though not too much ahead, because the first episode you watch tonight is Master Builders.
The Masturbators.
I mean, that too, right? Am I right, folks? Am I right, folks?
What is...
I'll be here all week. That's not even true. I'm leaving on Thursday.
So we start with just kind of a cold open of Powerglide flying around and being obnoxious.
Yeah, he's like, guess who's here? It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's me, Powerglide.
He is
everyone's
alone.
Favorite.
He's not talking to anyone, as far as we can tell. He just does this all the time.
He's just hyping himself up. He's like, it's me in the sky.
Look, you need a hype man, and sometimes you have to be your own hype man if everyone else thinks you suck. But yeah, he very quickly gets shot down.
I'm sure Skyfire is frowning down on him from heaven, which is presumably where Skyfire is now, that he will never show up again in this series.
Because he died.
Again,
he just sort of faded like it was Back to the Future. He just kind of faded out of existence.
Yeah, he threw up a peace sign and just faded into the background.
But he gets shot down by Starscream pretty quickly, just like to kind of start us off. This has really nothing.
Gonna lie, like kind of again, not to harp on it, but like kind of some Starscream MVP moments in these episodes.
Yeah, big Starscream moments, especially in Auto Berserk.
Yeah.
This has basically nothing to do with the rest of the episode. I guess they just wanted to include some Powerglide because we cut from Powerglide getting shot down.
I mean, how could you not?
Everyone, he's in such high demand. Everyone, when Powerglide is not on screen, everyone should be asking, "Where's Powerglide?" He's even red like Poochie. Oh my god, he's fucking Poochie Glide. Anyway, we cut to Grapple and Hoist, who were in the background last episode in Dinobot Island, but now they finally get to talk, and they are both very British, especially Hoist. And Grapple is building a little model of something. He calls it a solar power tower. But he's like, oh, I gotta pitch this to Optimus, but I'm so worried about what's gonna happen if he rejects me. And Hoist says, nah, he's gonna love it, because I love it. Governor.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
Hoist. So this is interesting, right? Because we've had Ratchet be our medical guy forever. Hoist is also a doctor, but he's not a surgeon. He's like
Hook.
Yeah, he's the wiki equates it to like if Ratchet is the surgeon, then Hoist is like the family doctor. He's like the general checkup guy.
Yeah, he's the GP.
No, Hook is just a surgeon operating without a medical license.
Well,
he's very good at it.
Yes. He's literally all the Decepticons got.
So we have a lot of talk about like when people are malfunctioning, they should go see Hoist, which is weird because like, well, what about Ratchet? But presumably Ratchet is too busy to like do reflex tests or whatever. But yeah, we kind of get a little taste of Grapple and Hoist's thing. Grapple's whole thing is that he's an architect and he longs to like be able to build things that are not for war. He longs to like indulge in his own vision.
This guy
without being sort of pinned down by the auspices of war. And Hoist is just kind of a nice guy. He just seems very pleasant. But that's not important. You know what is important? Spike is teaching Optimus how to b-ball.
Yeah, and he's drooling so well.
Do you like my drooling, Spike?
It's called dribbling, Optimus.
So the B plot for this episode is the Optimus Prime is fucking balling.
He spends the entire, cannot emphasize enough that he spends the entire episode bawling and specifically dunking on Trax.
He literally he blows out Trax's quads. Like he's like, yeah. Oh, you better go get that looked at by Hoist. Yeah, no. The basketball, the Prime playing basketball gif is a very memeable portion of this show, and yeah, it's just shoved into this episode for some reason.
This is so peak 80s hello fellow kids type ass shit. Like
absolutely.
They're like, well, we don't actually have, it's like Blaster's here, but we don't actually have any black characters, so.
Yeah, we'll teach Optimus how to ball.
This is how to ball. White robots can't jump.
So, Grapple and Hoist come in with their little model. And I like Wheeljack like cheering Grapple on. Did you notice that when he walked in? He's like, all right, you got this, bud.
I didn't, no.
Damn, I guess I'm the one who picked up on all the tiny dribbles of character details here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, with G1 again, I'm always in and out just because I can.
So Grapple makes his Shark Tank presentation for the solar power tower, which is basically just a ginormous solar power plant, that's just gonna give them a bunch of energy. And I like the bit where Hoist is like selling it too hard and Grapple has to be like, shut up, quiet. You're going too all in. It's gonna make us sound desperate. But yeah, Prime is like, I mean that's a pretty good idea, but you forgot one thing. And whenever we build anything at all, the Decepticons come to try and steal it. Have you planned for that? And Grapple hangs his head and goes, no, sir.
Yeah, I like, oh god, who is it even who's like, well, we don't have a, oh no, that's it's next episode. I'm thinking of Red Alert being like, well, there's no doomsday device yet right now, but
that line is really good where he's like, well, we built plenty of super weapons before, and guess
looking directly at Wheeljack
and get Megatron's still here. Wheeljack no part in this debacle, shockingly. But yeah, Prime basically gives him a consolatory, yeah, it's a nice idea, I guess, but we have more important things to worry about. And, Grapple's angsting about this to Hoist, and then they get sent out to repair Powerglide because he got shot down and landed in a field. And Grapple is continuing to complain. He's like, man, maybe I should just forget about being an architect and just become a grease monkey. Maybe then I'd actually be appreciated.
I mean, he's not wrong, is the thing.
So, yeah, Powerglide doesn't even say thank you. He just flies off, which, I mean, you can't expect much from him. He's not really thinking about anybody else.
He's like, it's time for me to fight the sky again. I'm gonna punch the moon. Bye-bye.
Yep, there he goes, our beautiful flying boy. And while Hoist and Grapple are talking about the solar power tower, the Constructicons are just hanging out in a canyon, all of them together, and they pop up. And Scrapper's like, hey, can we talk? And of course, the Autobots are like, oh my god, it's the Constructicons attack. Which, it doesn't help that Bone Crusher immediately traps them in the canyon.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Constructicons... Bone Crusher is not the smartest of the Constructicons, to be sure.
He's pretty dumb.
And, it's like him and Mixmaster at the bottom there.
Yeah, but at least Mixmaster has the autism that makes him really good at making,
chemistry, yeah.
sarin gas, or whatever. Like,
Jesus, Mara!
that's his job!
Christ, but of
It's
all
either-
the substances to choose...
I was reaching for mustard gas, but I chose the other one.
Yeah, so the Autobots are like, oh, attack, and Scrapper's like, stop, put down your weapons, and my favorite line here is, I believe it is from, Grapple, and miss a chance to nail you? Never!
Hey, hey, now. They've already got a Polycule Grapple. I know you're also a construction robot, but you're yellow, not green, so you can't fit in.
I mean, they're
bud.
clearly open.
That's true. We know this.
Welcome, Grapple and Hoist, welcome to the Seattle Polycule.
The Seattle construction
Oh my god,
company
fuck, it is the
Polycule.
Pacific Northwest!
Yeah, it's the Seattle
It's the
Construction
Portland
Union.
Polycule!
It's the Portland Construction Union Polycule.
It's just UAW.
United, it's you lowercase PAW. United
Sorry,
Polyamorous.
I'm sure there's an actual, like, construction job union. UAW was just the first thing that came to mind. And I do think it still fits here.
Yeah. So, but Scrapper eventually gets control of the situation. He's like, hey, you're, like, a really famous architect. I loved your work back on Cybertron, and this solar tower thing sounds great, and we want to help you build it. Like, we want to help make something. And Grapple and Hoist are like, well, I don't know. It's going to be hard for us to trust some Decepticons. So as like a sign of goodwill, they free the Autobots from like the rubble they put them in and fly off. Unfortunately, this whole meeting was spied on by Megatron, who's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of those treacherous little sluts. God damn it. Oh, wait, no. Even funnier. You know who is like, oh my god, they're betraying us? You know who's like, these traitors have to be punished? You know who says
Starscream.
that? It's motherfucking Starscream.
Yeah, Starscream is shockingly loyal in these two episodes, I will say. Well,
Maybe
I
not
mean,
more in the second one, but to be fair, he was abandoned.
yeah, I mean, like, he planned to be.
Yeah. But it's just
Like,
perfect
it's
when he's
not
like,
his fault he was fucked over.
Look, Megatron, for once, I'm not betraying you.
Megatron
So-
immediately, bye, bitch.
So the Decepticons, or the Constructicons, get back to base, and all of the Decepticons are pointing their guns at them, and Megatron says, well, if it isn't the Seattle area Construction Union Polycule, here to betray me.
The Portland area.
And they're like, wait, you have this all wrong, man. We're gonna trick them. We're gonna help them build the tower and then steal it so you can have it. And
Yeah.
Megatron
Scrapper's like, I definitely don't have any idol worship. Fuck you.
I kind of like this kind of unclear whether or not this was actually their plan from the
Yeah,
start, or
it
this
is.
was
It's
just like
Fairly ambiguous, and I think that's just because it's bad writing.
yeah, it's that. I would be willing to give them more of the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, it's just like it's not really clear whether or not this was the Constructicons' plan
Yeah,
from the beginning, or this is a.
I don't think this is. I think this is a case of actually the curtains were blue because they were blue, kind of thing.
You can rewrite this into a great story, though. Just do a bunch of
People
new
have been
show,
doing that
just
with G1 for 40 years.
That's right. Just take the bones of this because it's a good idea. It's a great idea, and just like do something else. For all I know, this is in the Transformers Galaxy stuff with the Constructicons, but no one has read those comics, so nobody knows. Nobody read IDW 2. It's not real. And
It can't hurt
convince me
you.
otherwise. So they
Did it last like more than a year and a half?
no.
Oh my god, that's sad.
I think it. When did it end? Because it ended very suddenly. Like literally, the Beast Wars and Shattered Glass series just stopped and didn't have an ending.
Awesome,
basically.
Great stuff.
Anyway, the Constructicons raid a construction site, and I love this foreman who's like, "We're on. We have to stay on schedule." Then all his shit just gets stolen. He goes, "Man, this sucks." Or I think Scrapper goes, "Oh, you don't mind if we take these, do you?" And he's like, "I don't mind at all." And then in like a despairing voice, and he just tears up the blueprints. Sucks to be that guy. But hey, at least he didn't get like blown up. That's better than most people who encounter the Decepticons.
That is true.
So it's time for them to build a tower. We have a big tower building montage. Of everybody working together and having a blast. And then we cut back to the fucking b-ball court where the aforementioned Prime breaking Trax's ankles fucking happens. It's so funny.
Yeah, and again, the running gag is that he can't get any of the terminology right. So he's like, "Watch this, Spike, I'm going for a layoff."
Yeah. then he fires Ironhide.
But they give him a very nice severance package.
So yeah, he dunks, and yeah, like I said, he just knocks Trax over, and they're like, "You good, bud?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll just have to go visit Hoist, I guess." And Spike's like, "Hey, where are those two jackasses anyway? I haven't seen them all day."
And Optimus is like, "That's weird. Hoist never has anything to do."
Hoist just kind of hangs out. We should probably tell Powerglide to look for them. I like this sequence a lot because we cut back to the work site. And we have Scrapper just asking Grapple all of these extremely specific questions, like, "Can you specifically tell me how this welding works, and show me so I can repeat it later after we kill you and steal your work? I mean, just because I'm curious." They're like, "Yeah, just can you just tell us how to like maintain this? No reason. I mean, like." We just want to help maintain it. And it's not like we're going to usurp you and take over the project and give Megatron the big solar tower.
Would we do that? Be real.
The final piece is the big orb that goes on top that collects the sunlight. So they turn into Devastator and put the orb on top, like they're like putting the star on top of a Christmas tree.
Yeah, and it's great because Grapple and Hoist are like looking at the tower, and Hoist is like, "Oh, I just need this on top to complete my vision." Mm-hmm. And they're like, "We can do that for you," and then turn really big.
Yeah, and just put it on top.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Yay, we did it." And that's when Megatron shows up and says, "Ha ha! We tricked you! My solar power tower now." Oh, between this and that, that's right. They see the spy footage from Powerglide. And they see that that Grapple and Hoist are working with the Constructicons, and Optimus sounds madder than I've ever heard him sound in the show, where he says, "These two better have a good reason for this. I'm sending a strike team down there." He's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
But they're like imprisoned in the tower or whatever as Megatron and the others take over.
Oh wait, sorry. Actually, I want to talk about the line.
Mm-hmm,
of
yes.
when this happens, because the Constructicons put like the solar orb on top, like the star on a Christmas tree, mm-hmm. And immediately Grapple goes, "Hoist, we're done," and then the ground explodes beneath them, which is very funny.
Well, look, you can't say Megatron doesn't have great timing.
Yeah, it's great. Also, I want to talk real quick about Hoist's transformation sequence, which is perhaps the worst in the show. So, what Hoist does to transform is his entire torso turns into the car that he is, and then it just sort of squashes his legs down.
Yeah, they just sort of slurp back in there.
Yeah. I don't like looking at this,
No.
personally.
He's got one of the less pleasant looking transformations, that's for sure. So while they're in the middle of using the tower, this is of course when the rest of the Autobots show up. And we have a few new characters who haven't done much yet, but specifically we have Smokescreen here, who's gonna have a big thing to do later.
Oh yeah, he does. Listen, he does at least live up to his name.
So obviously Megatron says, "Hey, dipshits, you know what to do," to the Constructicons, and they form Devastator. Weird combination sequence this time, where for some reason they like snap into place and glow blue briefly. Like they've never that never reoccurs, I don't think. So that's just a really weird thing that happens here. No reason for it. It's just odd. But of course, Devastator fucking beats the shit out of the Autobots. And so Optimus says, "Smokescreen, go do a trick. Get behind him." And this is where we finally get our first line from Smokescreen as he drives behind Devastator. And he says, "Just call me the Autobot who isn't there." That's what he, like, honestly, I made him sound less silly than he does in the show. He's like, "Just call me the Autobot who isn't there." There's like a almost Shatnerian affect to Smokescreen sometimes.
And you know I'm all about that.
The plan is that they're literally going to make Devastator look behind him and kick the tower. And the way he does that is that Smokescreen says, "Hey, here I am, you scrap metal meatball," which it's quite an insult.
I did like that one, I'm not gonna lie.
"Get over here, you scrap metal meatball." And naturally, he kicks the tower and gets stuck in it and then falls over and destroys it.
Yeah.
There's also a line where it's like, we need to get this boy in school and not holding a gun on the battlefield, where they're driving up to the tower and Spike says, "That thing's so tall its top is in another time zone." Not how it works, bud.
Yeah. Verticality. Verticality, famously the thing that changes time zones.
Time zones aren't vertical, my man. I don't really know where you got that idea.
They're not even latitudinal.
No.
Or sorry,
But
longitudinal.
Yeah. They blow up the tower, and Megatron's like, "Oh, fuck, leave." So they do. Everyone leaves. And they dig, grapple, and hoist out. It takes a while. They're like smashed into some steel plating so well that their outlines are just like impressed in it, which is really funny. But of course, they're very sorry that they got tricked. And Optimus says, yeah, whatever. You're gonna clean this up on your own. I'm not helping you do this shit. I gotta go do some more dunking.
Yeah, I have to break Trax's other kneecap.
Oh no!
And then I'm gonna lay him off.
Oh no! My insurance!
Yeah. God, yeah, between Powerglide, Hoist, Grapple, and Trax. And Perceptor, let's be real here.
It's a very... the arc has become very prissy lately.
Yes, it's a very... And again, it's kind of like, I don't know how these class politics are shaken out, because I'm looking at the folks who are joining the Autobots, and I'm kind of thinking guillotine.
We've got an Architect, we've got, like, yeah, Mirage, high class, like, a Hunter, Failson. We've got Powerglide, who's very clearly, like, the only Autobot who can fly. Who knows what that implies. We've got, we got Prowl, although I noticed something here, which is very funny. Like, obviously, Dinobot Island was super stuffed with characters because they had both of the season 1 and season 2 characters in this at the same time. But you'll notice that a lot of season 1 characters basically get replaced by certain season 2 characters. Like, Wheeljack still shows up, Ironhide still shows up. Prowl and Bluestreak have functionally been replaced by Smokescreen.
Yes. Bluestreak especially. Prowl, I think, still shows up occasionally.
But he's never really... he's
not major.
It's so funny that, like, he gets a big role in a lot of other stuff. Prowl is just not a factor in the show. Like,
what's really interesting about it is that Ironhide continues to be as like major a character as he was sort of
I
beforehand.
think it's because like when you like he's got a fun voice and like a big personality.
I'm
but like
talking about
Prowl,
in terms of like the trajectory of the franchise, right?
Yeah.
Like it's really interesting that coming from that Ironhide was not the character who they kept bringing back afterwards, but that Prowl was.
But they also, well, I guess like it's give and take, right? Because some obviously with animated, originally it was going to be Ironhide instead of Bulkhead because they wanted to like hew more closely to the, or no, Ironhide was going to join in season 3 to replace Bulkhead, but obviously season 4 never happened. It was originally Ratchet who got Ratchet and Hot Rod who replaced Red Alert and Hotshot, because originally the cast of anime was going to be way more like Armada focused, which is weird. But yes, it is strange that, you know, I would say they never get brought back together. If it's like in the comics, yes. In like shows and movies, it's like one or the other.
Ironhide, really, like, show me one series where Ironhide, the way, and again, I'm not talking about like Energon, because that's not Ironhide.
Yeah. There hasn't really been a G1 the closest is the movies, and even then, that's not really
closest
like
is the movies
G1
or what they do with him at TFA. Honestly,
yeah, but even then, he's like a relegated to a supporting role.
Correct, exactly. So, like, to me, I think that's really interesting because they do bring back Prowl, not like super consistently, but like certainly more than Ironhide.
At least in the shows. In the comics,
that's what I mean. Around. Yes, yeah, we're not talking about the comics.
Nobody's talking about those IDW2 comics. Who could anything? You could tell me anything happened.
They can't hurt you. They can't hurt you. They only lasted for like a year. They can't hurt you.
I think it lasted like almost 2 years. I'd have to look at that because like they started in 2019. I think they lasted a little longer. I think they might have lasted.
Skybound, I think, started up in 2021, right?
I think it started up in, yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, they never mind. It lasted 2 years. All right. Well, it's time to talk about.
One of those was a pandemic, so it super didn't count.
That's true. It's time to talk about Auto Berserk.
Here we go. Here's the juice. Here's the sauce.
So we start out. It's a day ending in Y, and you know what that means. Wheeljack has created another fucking nightmare creation. This thing is called the Negavator, and as far as I can tell, what it does is just annihilate anything it shoots, like atomizes it, while putting off enough flashing lights to cause like a seizure warning.
Hell yeah, brother.
So that's what he's got going on.
I mean, it fucks with Red Alert, tell you that much.
So, yeah, they're testing it out. For some reason, there's some army men here. I don't really know why they're here, like, at all. They don't matter, but it's like they're here in a helicopter, and they test the thing. They annihilate a tower, and this is where Red Alert says, like, everyone's excited about the Negavator, and Red Alert says, yeah, well, we've made a bunch of fucking super weapons before, and Megatron's still here, so I don't know how like excited I could be about this. And everyone's like, "Shut up, Red Alert." He's like, "Hey, have you noticed that every time Wheeljack makes one of these things,
he's
the
like,
Decepticons steal it?"
He's like, just real quick. I just want to do like a quick history of how this has gone. Essentially, the only invention that Wheeljack has made that has not at some point gotten into the Decepticon hands are the Dinobots, and those are his sons. So, and we don't control them, and they're loose cannons. So, what are we doing here exactly?
Shut up, nerd. Inferno says, "Shut up, nerd." Inferno is also Southern, but he's like more. I don't know. He's less grizzled than Ironhide. Inferno's voice, I feel, is way more like... It's like... cocky young cowboy.
It's subtler, but I think that's just because of inconsistent voice acting, honestly.
I see Inferno characterized much more as like the cocky hotshot new guy.
Yeah,
and Ironhide is the old hand.
But I feel like this is much more like Red Alert being like, I don't know if we should do this, and Inferno's like, oh, don't be a wet blanket. No, ball and chain, am I right, guys? And Red Alert's like on the side fuming.
Mm-hmm. And then we cut back to the army guys. They're like, hey, dude, don't forget your tape player. And it cuts over to Soundwave.
Is so stupid.
This is like the 6th time he's done this fucking trick. It works every time.
Listen, those guys in the 80s loved their boombox.
So he transforms. He releases all of his sons to attack the Negavator. And Optimus's like, all right, everyone. Get out there and attack. Red Alert, you stay here in the bunker. And Inferno's ready to go out with him, but he's like, Red Alert's like, grabs on him, was like, no, Inferno, you have to stay here. I'm scared. You need to protect me. Please. Please.
He's like, yeah, and Inferno's like, I really want to kill something.
Inferno's like, Red, I gotta be honest with you, the bloodlust is in me. I really want to go out there and I want to pull Frenzy apart like taffy.
I want to kill.
I want to kill. But he doesn't get to yet. Instead, everyone else gets out there. There's something incredible that happens here. I loved this. During the fight, we have Rumble and Frenzy. Frenzy's out there in the shit. Rumble's kind of distantly. Frenzy just fucking shoulder checks Optimus and tackles him to the floor.
Mass displacement's the bitch and a half, I'll tell you that
Once again, the Cassetticons are like putting in the numbers for
MVPs
the
all the time.
Soundwave and his sons are the only ones holding this thing together. Everyone else is, I mean, as Megatron says later, his entire team is morons.
That's a very funny line.
I've got morons on
my team.
Are you just realizing this, bud? So yeah, but
what I like about that is that it implies that not all of them are morons.
Well, yeah, Soundwave and his sons. Those are the
right,
only
exactly.
ones. Soundwave.
This is following up on last week's. At least some of my people are competent.
Yep. So there's also a bit. I like the bit where Soundwave says, "Rumble, take control of the device," and he goes, "I'm trying." I'm trying, Dad.
Rumble's really funny in this.
Yeah, he's so good. So he does eventually get into the Negavator. At some point, Red Alert had taken control of it to start shooting at Soundwave, but in the fighting, he had to stop. Inferno also at some point just left to go help them without telling Red Alert. You say they're husbands. I feel like Inferno maybe they need some marriage counseling.
Every so often, sorry, just as a quick aside, every so often I forget that Frank Welker did Rumble.
Yep, it's really funny.
That's crazy.
So he also did Ravage and Laserbeak.
No, I know that.
And Frenzy.
And Frenzy and Skywarp.
So like anytime Soundwave is in a scene with the cassettes, he's just talking to himself like 5 times over.
Yep, it's great. You do love to see it.
Talking and or squawking to himself.
Or growling.
Frenzy tries taking control of the Negavator, which, by the way, to describe this thing,
I'm
put
fascinated
in my notes
by what you have to say here.
In my notes, let's see, where did I put it? I said it looks like some kind of specialized sex toy. It's got the shape of it concerns me. Put this thing on like a piston, and you'll see what I mean.
You know about the phallic Star Trek stalagmite prop, right?
No.
Oh my god.
Can you please tell me?
Yes.
Can you please show me
So,
the phallic stalagmite?
The lore about this is that the prop designer who designed this really did not like Shatner. One second. It is okay. Here we go. It's hard to imagine how that couldn't be true with this.
Whoa! That's a penis. That is literally could never be mistaken as anything else. That is a rock penis. That's incredible. Also, what the fuck is going on with that guy in the background?
Don't worry about it.
So yeah, that's a rock penis. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite as phallic, but just the form factor of it just made me think of like, you have to pay like $300 for it at like a specialty site, but you can order this thing, the Negavator. At any rate, Inferno stops Frenzy from using it, and the Decepticons retreat. But Rumble shoots like a parting shot down the bunker. Which, by the way, there's a gigantic bunker. Grapple built it, apparently.
Yeah, anyway, this blows Red Alert to smithereens.
He had a fucking gay-seeking missile locked and loaded. It shoots right down this hallway and hits him directly.
And literally his only response to this is, Inferno! Inferno!
Inferno, help!
Inferno! Where's my husband? Why has he abandoned me? Inferno!
And that gets blown up. So when Hoist finds him later, he's got some blue sparkies, and everyone is pretty concerned about this. And everyone is more concerned when like he starts ranting at Inferno, and then when Optimus takes him aside to be like, "Hey, man, I know it was kind of shitty, but like Inferno is the reason he's brave. He saved us all." Then Red just goes, "He's trying to take my fucking job. He wants me out of the way. He wants my position." And Optimus like takes a step back and goes, "Okay, you need to go see Hoist. Something went wrong. That explosion knocked your shit around in a bad way." And for this, of course, is like Red Alert is now like, "Wait, I thought it was just Inferno who wanted to steal my job, who wanted me out of the way. Now it's Optimus? What if it's all of them? What if all of them want me out of the way?"
And he's right.
Starscream will say that to him later. It's like, "You are being gang stalked."
Yeah,
Alert. That's
exactly.
right.
I'm getting into character for this weekend.
I'm also being gang stalked. So we cut back to the Decepticon base, where for once it's Soundwave who's getting berated for failure. That almost never happens, so Starscream must have a half job at that, right? Like, ooh boy, it's a good day today. Nothing could go wrong. Nothing could ruin my day. So he brings the Seekers out to attack them while they're transporting the device through a canyon. And we have Ramjet, we have Skywarp, we have some of the Coneheads here. Unfortunately, their attack, Red Alert does get hit during the attack, and they manage to bury Ironhide and Optimus. So Red Alert gets worse. But then we have some smokescreen action yet again. So we have smokescreen shows off his two abilities here, because he didn't do anything in the first episode he was in. He didn't do anything in the Master Builders other than call Devastator a scrap metal meatball. So number one, he blinds the Seekers with a. And if you can believe this.
Before we get into this, I forgot to mention one of the note. Optimus calls this an avalanche. It's not an avalanche. Yep. Jackass, it's a rock slide.
Well, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what dribbling is. He doesn't know what avalanches are.
It's drooling and layoffs.
I forgot another incredible Optimus line from the Master Builders when Grapple comes up to present his thing. Optimus says, "So what exactly does this doohickey do?"
It hickeys.
It hickeys. "I've built an automatic hickey machine, Optimus." Why? But yeah, they cause a rock slide, not an avalanche. Smokescreen blinds the Seekers with, if you can believe this, a smokescreen.
Not just the Seekers. Famously, it also hits Megatron, who says, "You'll have to do better than that," and immediately crashes into a pole.
Because he's jumping at the Negavator, and Smokescreen uses his ability, and he goes, "You'll have to do more than that to stop me." And then he literally bodily slams into the middle of the thing and just goes, "Ugh." Great stuff, Megatron. So then, the Seekers are flying around, and Random's like, "I can't see!" And starts to switch to radar, idiot. And then Smokescreen uses his second ability, which is a scramble beam he fucking fire out of his hands. And so they're like pathfinding is just their sensors are fucked. Their radar is fucked. They can't see. And I like these lines here when they've been like blinded in basically all senses of the word.
I mean, the best one is Ramjet.
Yeah.
Ramjet says, hey, have you ever listened to No Children by the Mountain Goats?
So Ramjet says, hey, my circuit's electric blew just out. And Skywarp says,
oh, yeah.
to mine, I'm blind flying.
Yeah.
And the Starscream says, away move before collide we.
And yeah, and they all fuck, like...
So, Skywarp just crashes somewhere. Starscream, like...
Starscream manages to get away to, like, an outcropping and, like, transform before he
like, half
crashes.
He's, like, half transformed. It's so weird looking. Because, yeah, so Skywarp just crashes. Ramjet then says, if I'm going to crash, I'm going to hit a fucking Autobot.
Ramjet says, have you heard of No Children by the Mountain Goats? Because you're coming down with me hand in unlovable hand.
Listeners at home, Ramjet's one thing is that he has a reinforced nose cone, which means he's really good at hitting things. This also means he is incredibly concussed at all times, presumably.
Which has no forbearing on his intelligence.
No, he's fine. Starscream is the one who's still in the air. He goes, I can see again. And then when the smoke clears, he's flying directly at a cliff and he just goes, ah! And then he lands in a
he manages to save himself, transform fully, and just sort of like hangs out there for the rest of the scene.
And it's worth noting, he does not transform fully. He's like struggling to transform fully over on an outcropping. Ramjet then, because he can't see, just crashes. Like Megatron finally fumbles his way into the Negavator's cockpit, and then Ramjet immediately crashes into him. This is what prompts him to say, I have morons on my team.
Well, he's not wrong.
That's right. So yes, they have to flee, and Scarlet's like, "What about Starscream?" Megatron just says, "Fuck him.
What about Starscream?
Leave him here." So they do. They leave. Red Alert is more paranoid than ever, and Optimus says, "All right, bud. Hey, calm down. We're just gonna take you in for a checkup, okay? We're just gonna have Hoist look at you." And then Red Alert, of course, freaks the fuck out and runs away. So that's not great.
He's fine.
He's normal. So half of the Autobots split off to put the Negavator back, and then Ironhide and Smokescreen go to look for Red Alert in the city. And I mentioned last week how funny it is that Red Alert is like a fire chief's vehicle that is also a Lamborghini Countach. Well, as it turns out, Ironhide manages to find the one actual fire chief who drives a Lamborghini Countach. Because it goes into the city.
Hey, can you imagine if we had public funds that would allow our public services to drive fucking Lambos?
It's just like, no, the funds are the same. It's just that all of the fire chiefs embezzle it to buy Aston Martin.
Can you? So G1 takes place in a universe where all of the money goes to the fire department instead of to the police.
Yeah, I don't even literally remember the last time I've seen a cop in this show. But they must have shown up at some point. Yeah, he's the only one. But yeah, no, Ironhide walks up to and picks up this car.
It's still super military industrial complex, don't get us wrong, but cops, not so much.
They walk up. So Ironhide walks up to pick up this car and is like, is that you, Red Alert? And then the guy goes, hey, put that down.
I do love the concept of him picking up Red Alert, though, as a car.
Yes.
And being like, hey, man, and like rocking him like a baby a little bit. Like...
And then the fire chief goes, hey, that's my car. And Ironhide says, sorry, it looked like a friend of mine.
Incredible thing to say.
And of course we get the I need a vacation line from that guy, cue laugh track.
Again, very unclear what the standard knowledge for Transformers is in this universe.
Yeah, it just seems like it's news travels shockingly slowly concerning the giant talking transforming robots. So Red Alert listens to the voices in his head, by which I mean someone in an alleyway tells him to come in, and he does. And it's Starscream. Starscream is also hiding out in this garage. And he says, hey man, all of your delusions are correct entirely. They're out to get you, and you're better than all of them. And I am also better than all of the guys on my side. So, what if we just team up and steal the Negavator for ourselves and then kill everyone else? And Red Alert says, cool. Okay. This is everyone's never listen to Starscream. And under any circumstances, don't listen to him.
I mean, listen, he's having a full-blown psychotic break here at this point.
Don't listen. Do not have Starscream as your tripster. Don't take acid around Starscream. He's gonna fuck it up so bad.
He's gonna do Coco Melon shit to you.
He's gonna like put on like
Find the
Jacob's
white
ladder.
elf.
He's gonna put on Jacob's ladder and just lock you in the room.
Jesus.
And like go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, find the white elf.
So yeah, he's like, yeah, gotta go talk to the machine elves, man. So they're gonna go. Of course, Megatron sees this and he's like, well, on the one hand, fuck him, but on the other hand, let's just let these two dipshits do all the work for us, and then like just get it when they're done stealing it. Which is once again, shockingly smart plan for Megatron.
I mean, I think one of the key things about Megatron in G1 is that he's fundamentally lazy.
He's so lazy. He doesn't want he wants someone to build him a big stupid device.
Yeah.
Or if someone can't build it, he's gonna steal it. Or if he can't steal it, someone else is gonna steal it for him, and he'll just take credit.
Exactly. So I think him basically being like, anytime he finds something that like other people can do instead of him, he's like, yeah, you do that. I'll steal it afterwards. Don't worry about it.
We need to talk about something in this next scene though.
Uh-huh.
Because I have a lot of questions about it.
Sure.
So, Red Alert uses his like security chief knowledge to like break into the bunker from the sewers. They break in the back way.
Mm-hmm.
And Starscream's like, that's great. You know so much about this place. And Red Alert's like, yeah, just watch out for the tunnel drone. And Starscream says, what? And Red Alert says, yeah, if the tunnel drone catches us, we'll just die. I can't stop it. No one can stop it. It's just down here. And Starscream's like, what the fuck is the tunnel drone? And then around the corner, okay.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
What the fuck is this thing? Around the corner comes a gigantic cylinder sprouting nightmare metal tentacles that just starts rolling towards them. Wheeljack, what is this thing?
It's the tunnel drone.
It's the tunnel drone.
Why are you asking? We've already solved this.
This'll keep the rats out of the sewers.
And the alligators that Optimus turned into.
Yeah, all those alligator cons, you know. Like, this thing is terrifying. What the fuck is this? And of course, Starscream immediately freaks the fuck out and sets off the alarm because he's like, I'm not gonna die to the tunnel drone. Are you kidding me? The tunnel drone. I love the tunnel drone.
Who amongst us does not love the tunnel drone?
Its presence is never questioned or expanded upon, and it's never mentioned again after this scene. Good stuff. So they get in there. The other Autobots are there, trying to have like an intervention with Red Alert. It doesn't work. He's too far gone. Oh, by the way, thing I forgot to mention, because this always happens with stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Red Alert's going to explode.
Oh, yeah.
If this continues, obviously.
He's literally going, like, his wires are misfiring so badly that he is going to blow up, to be clear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yet again, we have to stop him from blowing up. And he steals the Negavator, and this is, of course, when Megatron shows up. And Starscream's like, oh, yeah, man, I wasn't betraying you. I was just working towards your goals in secret. Yeah, for sure, man. I wasn't actually planning on using this against you or anything. And Megatron says, well, yeah, whatever. Just take it. Just take the thing. But Red Alert is unwilling to let go of the Negavator. And he tackles Starscream to the ground. And at some point, someone yells out, "Oh my god, he's gonna blow!" So Starscream, in a panic, shoots him with null rays, which fixes Red Alert instantly.
My one note for like this entire episode is she parentheses broken parentheses okay. You know what I mean?
Yep. So now that he's fixed, he can Red Alert climbs back into the Negavator and starts shooting at the Decepticons and overloading the system so that they can't take it. And this causes, everyone's like, we have to get in there. But Dirge, who hasn't spoken up until this point, he's appeared on screen a few times, but he hasn't spoken. So Dirge, Megatron's like, get in there. And Dirge says, forget it. The Negavator is going to blow. Dirge
Do you think Dirge has seen Dracula flow?
Yes.
It's been me!
And I took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% him. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
Great stuff.
I need to rewatch Dracula. But yeah, Dirge's voice is like a crazy fucking Hammer horror protagonist, basically.
Yeah.
It's great.
I do like the Coneheads.
The Coneheads are very funny. I don't remember if Thrust ever gets a funny thing to do. He's always been the one who's kind of like, I don't really know what his thing is. Ramjet's thing is that he's dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Dirge's thing is that he's depressed.
Dirge's thing is that he wants to die so bad.
Ramjet or Thrust is just like, hey guys, I'm
Thrust is just kind of there to complete the trine.
In his tech specs, it's mentioned that his engines are psychological warfare devices. They cause extreme distress to anyone who hears them, but
sure,
I don't think that's ever really
addressed.
Mentioned. Also, I think Dirge can also do that. And also, that's kind of what Thundercracker does. So he's not really that special.
Yeah, he's kind of like the last choice of the last choice trying.
Yeah, he's just not that interesting. I like his coloration though. He's got good colors. I also really like this line. So when everyone's fleeing, Megatron goes, "One day, Prime, and then cuts him off spare the oration, it's gonna blow, and they all fly off. I just love Starscream going, "Shut the fuck up, we need to leave."
Again, it's never good when Starscream is your voice of reason.
No, you never want to be in that situation.
You've beefed it if you got into that place.
So, of course, it blows up and traps Red Alert in the rubble. And here comes Inferno. He's like, I gotta save my husband. I've been real bad to him lately. And he runs in. Optimus wants to go in, but Inferno, this is literally Inferno's job, Optimus. He is fire and rescue. He turns into a fire truck. Stop trying to take credit for everything your soldiers do, bud. Not everything needs a reaction. Just sit back. So he runs in there, and there's really good dialogue exchange where he's running, and Inferno's like, "Oh gosh, you're red," and Red Alert's like, "Oh, leave me, Inferno. I'm not worth being an Autobot anymore."
Well, okay. Before we get to that point, we need to talk about Inferno saying, first of all, they're like, "Wow, we need to save Inferno," and I can't even remember who steps. I think it's Ironhide who's like, "All right, let's go get him," and Inferno's no, that's my
Prime.
Wife.
Yeah, it's Prime who says he's gonna go in there and get him.
I don't think
because later Prime is like, "I should have gone in there."
I still don't think it is. I think it was someone else who was going to volunteer. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Inferno says, no, that's my wife. I'm going to go. And then he goes, "I'm coming, Red, and coming, and coming, and coming." Because sure enough, he's spraying the entire time.
That's right. Oh, the fucking primo cum cannoneer. So, yeah, he gets there, and he's like, and Red Alert is like, by the way, it was Optimus. It was actually both of them. It was Ironhide and Optimus. They both want to go.
Okay.
Because Ironhide's like, "We gotta get in there," and Optimus is like, "No, it's too dangerous. I'll go." And then he does he was like, "I'll do it," and then the touch starts playing, but then Inferno runs in.
Fair.
But then, so Red Alert says, "I'm not worth being an Autobot. Leave me, Inferno." And Inferno's like, no. So he rushes in there. He stops some rubble from falling on him, and then in this exact tone, smiling ear to ear, Riddler just goes, "Thanks."
Great.
Just like complete ennui forgotten, angst forgotten. Thanks. What are friends for? Says Inferno. And then he carries him out princess style.
So like, this was the craziest part of all
That
of this.
is, yeah.
Like,
he carries him out.
This really was the part where it's like, oh, okay, they are deeply wed. And my favorite part of this is because obviously it's an 80s cartoonist. Fred is like, I'm always okay when I have friends like this.
Friends.
It's like, all right, so, just give it like 30 years or whatever. we'll get Oberfell.
Sorry, I have the thing on the background. I just saw Inferno roll up and just completely cover Red Alert with his foam, and he's.
I said coming and coming and coming. What part of this did you not understand? I thought I was pretty clear about it.
He just fucking.
I'm coming, Red, and coming and coming.
Just spurts all over him. He's on the ground. He's on his hands and knees, covered in white goo. Good lord. And then he goes,
yeah.
So
and you know what? Now he's on like sweatshirts all around the world.
That's right. So.
That are banned at many conventions.
With friends like these, it's easy to be brave, and the friends is really like bold as out.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's like, all right, give it 30 years, we'll get to Oberfell. Don't worry.
And yet, in IDW1, he just hung out with Fort Max. He never hung out with Inferno. They never made out.
Yeah, well,
That's what I'm saying. Lost opportunity.
Skyfire and like Starscream barely interacted in IDW1 as well.
That's true. Starscream had other yaoi angst to deal with Bumblebee, though.
Bumblebee and Metalhawk and Wheeljack.
Yeah, he had a lot on his plate. But that is Auto Berserk.
That's the burden of being president.
I will say I've noticed that they have before this, I would say the main formula is Spike and Bumblebee or Spike and someone else are sort of the main focus, and then like everyone else is just kind of there. What I've noticed more is that they have started pairing characters off in duos to focus on.
Yeah, they're marrying they're pairing the spares, except they just introduced 20 spares.
So they've got a lot of spares to pair.
Exactly.
But yeah, that'll be it for this week. Next week, oh boy, we have a treat, don't we?
What's next week?
Next week, Argyle is coming on to talk about microbots and Megatron's master plan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Woohoo!
Because he specifically requested something really stupid. I was like, well, what's stupider than Megatron's master plan?
I mean, Child's Play, but we can...
We have our first Preceptor episode. Microbots is a Preceptor episode. Get excited. But before that, we of course have some queries to get to.
We do. A second. Do we have anything on Bluesky?
Let me look. Nope.
Okay. Starting off is Cosmos Loyal Soldier Chet. What Cybertronian conspiracy theories does Starscream convince Red Alert of?
Energon can't melt titanium beams.
Cyber COVID was built in a lab in China.
Cyber COVID was built in a lab in it was built in a lab in Luna 1. It was built in a lab in It was built in a lab in Luna 1.
No, Kaon is much more of like the enemy city state.
That's true. The problem is that like the only conspiracy theories around these days are just like brackets the Jews. Like, okay, all right,
yeah,
not fun.
Yeah, less for me, as you can imagine.
Sentinel Prime was assassinated by the Cyber Mafia. Like, there's lots he could convince Red Alert of, but Red Alert probably already believes all of those anyway.
Megatron is in the Alpha Trion files.
Move on, run.
Sideways Sam asked if Optimus is banned, who wins the Autobot dunk contest, and how. Powerglide, because he can fly.
Yeah. He cheats. Like, he's also banned for that, and also because he's God. Can you imagine how much of a fucking sore winner and sore loser he would be?
He would just suck. But like a lot of these guys would just suck.
Unfucking bearable.
Cream Zeke asks, which Cybertronian would be most insistent that their biopic be portrayed through the medium of Lego animation like Pharrell Williams?
Grapple. Grapple would love a Lego biopic.
I think Bumblebee also would really enjoy that.
That's true. That's true. Grapple doesn't have no whimsy. He's too sophisticated. Bumblebee is a whimsical guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, and he's childlike in many ways. Chet asks, Starscream is clearly the worst Decepticon to pair with the paranoid, panicking Red Alert, but which Autobot would be the worst choice to stick him in a room with?
Cliffjumper.
Nope. Wrong. It's the same Autobot that's the worst to be stuck with for anyone, and it's Huffer.
Oh, God. Yeah, he would.
I admire how quick you were on that, but you are incorrect. It's Huffer.
Yeah, Cliffjumper would be bad. Huffer would be worse.
I'm gonna skip this one from Sam. Did you see Frenzy's Zaku's shoulder tackle? Do you think Soundwave taught him that, or are the Cassette brothers born brawlers? No,
They're the fucking Blowjob brothers.
Yeah.
That's instilled.
We've talked a lot about how the Cassetticons are the VIPs of this show.
Yeah. Dude, they're holding that shit down. What you think Ramjet can do? Ramjet, all he's done is run directly into... Oh, I forgot there's one other thing he did. I forgot to mention the Master Builders. He takes to the air to chase Powerglide and accidentally gets swatted out of the sky by Devastator. So, like, that's the things he's done. Not a great performance record there, bud.
What other giant robots from media would you like to see dunk a basketball?
I would like to see the fucking Gurren Lagann dunk a big basketball.
So here's the thing. I might be a little pedantic here and
like
say
galaxy-sized basketball.
There's a difference between robots and mech.
That's okay. Well, what other big robots are there?
Right, and that's what I'm trying to think about.
I don't know of any other big robots.
Well, we can move on.
All I'm thinking of is mechs. Zoid, that's a mech. That's a mech. Zoids are mechs.
Zoids are mechs.
Damn.
Dice asks, how do you think the Autobots distracted Cliffjumper for the entire episode to keep him from trying to gun down Hoist and Grapple for being traitors?
They have to lock him in a room when the stuff is going down because, like, yeah, he will go Rambo mode on them.
I'm not even gonna lie, full on cyber benzos.
Yeah.
They put an Energon Clonopin under his tongue and just held his jaw shut until it took.
Just like Ratchet's like, go to sleep, Cliff. It's fine. It's fine. It's like, I gotta the traitors. I gotta just like grabbing the nearest gun.
full on sedation. Coil resident Autobot Rail Cannon asks, what has been your favorite / most memorable group project you've worked on? I only have one answer that I can think of for this, which is in college I took a course called Ecstasy and Apocalypse. And every unit basically that we did, someone like a group had to present on the unit and like the lessons of Ecstasy and Apocalypse that were within it. And I waited until the very end to do Janelle Monáe. Specifically the Arc Android Chase Suite, Metropolis Chase Suite 1. And that whipped. Being able to do, like, a group project on Janelle Monáe was awesome.
That sounds really cool. It's been a very long time since I did a group project of any sort. But I do remember one I did, like, back in elementary school, where literally we waited until the last... I don't even remember. It was some science thing. It was like a rock-based thing. But like we had like a month and a half to do it. We didn't do anything. Literal last minute, threw some shit together and got an A-. It's like, yeah, damn.
I mean, that's how like all group projects go, though, right?
That's right. I was also in Destination Imagination when I was a kid, so I did all that stuff.
What's that?
It's like it's basically like... I don't know if it's still active, but when I was growing up in elementary school, it was sort of like a part like it's like an after school program, but it's not really like run by the school. It's like separate. So you'd go to people's houses and their parents would do stuff. You'd like build sets and basically like kind of make an improv scene to perform, right? Like it was like combination improv, arts and crafts, and theater, right?
Interesting.
Like, so that's what it kind of was. I kind of wish I kept into it more, but I kind of stopped tracking it after elementary school.
Okay, cool. What major architectural projects in history do you find the most interesting? I mean, I am fascinated with the progress of Sagrada Familia.
I'm always into the earlier stuff because, like, you know, there's always it's almost always surprising when like you look way, way, way back and like people were building some shit back. They were building some crazy shit.
I mean, I guess I'm fascinated by Sagrada Familia for the opposite reason, which is that like we are in modern times with so much technology, and like resources at hand that is fascinating that it has not been completed yet.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, the classic, you know, Gothic architecture is always very impressive. It's also ornate and shit. Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel, exactly. Correct. Dead Name Stealing Faye asks, should other TF series pair Starscream and Red Alert together? Should they be messy exes? Yes, and yes.
I don't think they should be messy exes. I think they should be, like, bad influence friends. They should be, like...
No, they should be messy exes. I'm putting my foot down here.
Okay. You know, you're the Starscream enjoyer more than me. I also like him, but you are way into Starscream.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rank Optimus's dunking skills? Too much.
Yeah,
Homie needs to chill out a bit.
He's playing too hard. He's balling too hard. He doesn't know when to quit.
Okay. Which Transformer would do the most good with a STEM major, and who would do the most evil with one? I mean, we have STEM majors.
Shockwave. Shockwave would do the most evil with one because he does the most evil
with one, yeah. And I guess
every day of his damn life.
I guess Perceptor probably does the most good.
Yeah. I think Perceptor has enough, like, if not within himself, the people around him have enough context to keep him grounded, right? Like, he wouldn't go completely off the rails. Perceptor could cure cyber cancer. That Shockwave somehow invented.
Right, yeah. I mean, he wasn't trying to do it. It was a consequence of other shit he was doing, but he doesn't mind that he did.
He was trying to do something worse, but he accidentally invented cyber cancer. He's like, yeah, all right.
Cool. Chet asks, so are Grapple and Hook science boyfriends like Ratchet and Wheeljack? No, they are more married.
So Grapple and Hoist are so Ratchet and Wheeljack are science husbands. Grapple and Hook are engineering boyfriends. I don't think they're married. I think that they spend all of their time around each other.
That's true.
They're constantly hanging out.
This is why I said they're more like the Blowjob brothers.
Yeah. But I think it's deeper than that. I think I think Hoist has a lot of appreciation for Grapple's work. A lot of appreciation for Grapple's work.
And how do you think he shows that appreciation?
Sloppy top.
Okay.
Don't ask me how with the face. Presumably there's something behind the faceplate, but we don't know.
What fucked up machines and devices are the Constructicons building in their free time?
We've seen a few of them. Remember the car crusher they built in the Immobilizer episode?
They turned Optimus into an alligator.
We don't know the half of what the fuck they're cooking over there.
What the hell is the tunnel drone for? Oh, you know.
Literally no one could possibly know. Only Wheeljack knows, and he is sure as hell not telling.
Sabrina asks, if you could think of your favorite architectural style, Deco, Nouveau, Brutalist, etc., what would you choose? Which do you think the Factons use? Let's stick to what the shows have shown already. So
okay, Autobots are fucking Art Deco. For some reason, that just feels right to me.
Yes. I am going to say myself, I like indulgence a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of Baroque architecture.
Yeah? Let me Google something to sound smart. I do like some brutalism. I think there's lots of Baroque is what I was thinking of. It's like the extremely cathedrals and shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's very ornate, indulgent. Listen, I'm Jewish, so I didn't grow up with like cathedrals or whatever. So whenever I visit a cathedral, it's still always a fascinating experience to me, just how much shit they cram into one. I get it. Like Baroque and Rococo kind of like overlap a little bit, but I'm gonna say Baroque for mine.
I like realism, but I must admit I do really like Art Deco. Here in
I
Texas,
also do like
in
classic Gothic architecture. Like Gothic churches are very cool.
Yeah, in Texas, in the Fair Park area where they have the state fair every year.
Yeah.
There are some buildings remaining from the like 1930s like World's Fair they had there that are like very well preserved examples of Art Deco architecture, and they look so cool. Art Deco, there's something about I really like the curves and the bold sort of lines of Art Deco a lot.
Yes, I do really like the curvature of Art Deco.
And just it's
a good look.
Yeah, and I think that the Autobots are Art Deco. The Decepticons
are brutalist.
Yeah. It's easy to say, but I mean, the Megatron, yeah, I think most Megatrons would be brutalist. For sure.
Do you think Red Alert is more of an indica or sativa user? Does he use it to calm down or keep him alert? He's more of a sativa user, and that's his problem.
I was about to say he is communing with the machine elves. He is fucking going to the nth dimension.
If he switched to an indica dominant mix strain, he would be much chiller. And he thinks he's using it to keep himself calm, but again, he's using sativa, so he's not.
Yeah. Inferno just needs to get him some of that good shit.
I smoke Scranton Mid.
I smoke Scranton Mid. Dirts and stems, Red.
Hey, might ask, how would you feel if you were one of Sadway's cassette and he picked you for a mission, but he got your name wrong when he deployed you?
This is a reference. So when he deploys everybody, he says, Frenzy, Rumble, Ravage, Buzzsaw.
And it's Laserbeak.
Buzzsaw does not appear. It is in fact Laserbeak. I think I'd be pretty disappointed. I wouldn't like saying anything.
Particularly for Laserbeak, who is, again, probably the best performing character in this show.
I'll say it again. He's the closest to killing Optimus Prime so far. Yeah, I think I'd take it up with management. Hey, Soundwave said the wrong name again. It's really hard to mistake us. I mean, I'm red, Buzzsaw's gold. I'm a fucking killer. Buzzsaw's okay, I guess, but like he doesn't have my track record, so I'm just really looking for some respect out here. And then Rumble and Frenzy are playing.
Rumble and Frenzy
they're playing sack tap in the corner.
Rumble and Frenzy are doing the fucking Hitachin twins thing. They're like switching names every episode.
They're repainting each other.
Yeah, exactly. They're playing which one is Rumble-kun game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What does it say about Autobot mental health culture that 2 episodes in a row the Decepticons are able to use untreated mental illness, depression, and paranoia to get Autobots to defect?
Not great. Not great.
Their employee wellness plan is a subscription to BetterHelp.
Optimus, yeah, it's counseling with like it's counseling with Mirage.
It's counseling with Prowl.
Oh no!
That's why we don't see him anymore.
Oh god, that's dire.
Okay, but what if everyone is out to get you? Then it's not paranoia.
Mean, I'm trans, so like
in Texas. She's trans in Texas.
I kind of get the feeling, Red. Maybe not that he's trying to take my job part. That was like, why would Inferno want to be security chief?
Not
that
even
seems like a miserable.
Not
position.
even like the liberal part of Texas.
No, not really. Like it's more lib than some, but
I mean, it's a city, but it's a pretty conservative city.
Yeah, it's no good out here, folks.
Yeah, I was joking with my parents. I'm going to a convention in Tampa this weekend.
Oh God.
I was joking with my parents. I was like, yeah, we'll see if I survive Florida. And they're like, well, the convention center would be air conditioned. And I just like didn't have it in me to be like, not what I was talking about.
God.
I had to like change my cosplay plans because I realized I was going to do Sugar from Off.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that doesn't meet the, like, indecent exposure laws of Florida and, like, the con, and I was like,
Lord.
I'm not going to have my nipples get me arrested in Tampa.
Fucking Florida.
In
That's
fucking
no good.
Florida. That's not going to happen. So now I'm doing Jolene instead.
Like, honestly, Texas is bad. Florida is like the fucking...
Florida's hell.
Florida is infernal.
I think Tampa's, like, not that bad for Florida, but it's still fucking Florida.
Mm-hmm. You can't trust the Florida government. with
Exactly. Sabrina asks, which sport, be it mundane, extreme, or any other kind, would you want to see done with giant robots? The option of boxing/MMA has been removed from the listings, as this happens quite frequently in the show. I like the idea of soccer, because it's such a fan favorite.
Yeah, soccer. I mean, you could have the Decepticons all fake the injuries and stuff. Like, Starscream goes down and clutches his leg and goes, ah! Oh, no!
What about water polo?
Fuck.
Whoever rusts first loses.
Oh my god. Horseback equestrianism.
Yeah,
Equestrian
exactly.
riding.
And it's
It's
really
them
messy
riding other
because
cars.
it's 500 horses per robot.
It's just them. No, it's them riding each other's like alternate, playing like polo on top of each
Kind of
other.
remarkable that there's not like a horse transformer.
You know, I can't even think of one that's like toy only. There must be one, right? Like,
I don't know that
well,
there
I
is.
imagine it's really hard to like if you're making a toy of the horse transformer. Holy shit! Those
Yeah,
legs.
I'll
That
just
must
keep-
be a nightmare.
I'll just keep molding horses.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone knows if there's a horse transformer. Post it when the episode goes up. I wanna know.
And then we'll
I've never
cover
heard
it
of
on
one before.
Patreon.
That's true.
And our final question, also from Sabrina, with the discussion about the 5 secret bonus Insecticons along with Roadbuster and others in the previous ep, which Transformers that have never had a US cartoon adaptation would you want to appear in some new Transformers media? I have an immediate answer for this.
What is it?
Nightbeat.
Fuck yeah! Oh man, a lot of the headmasters would be so cool that they never were in any U.S. stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even think because Nightbeat's a Target Master. He's not even in. No, he's not.
Japanese
he's a
stuff?
Headmaster.
Yeah.
He's not even in the Rebirth. He is in. I think he's in the Headmaster, but I think his character is pretty different. Yeah, Nightbeat would be good. Oh god, I mean, I think Roadbuster and Whirl are good. Like anything with the Wreckers, like a Wreckers show would be fun. And
A
for that,
Wreckers show would be fun.
You kind of do need, if you're doing like the original ones, you kind of do need Roadbuster and Whirl.
Oh god, yeah, Whirl's a great answer, actually.
Like he's just a fun character, especially like even if you don't lean as far into his like IDW characterization, the characters that already exist for him is already kind of weird. So like it'd be good. I think the Wreckers featuring, like, I know they were already mentioned in the question, but I would like Whirl and Roadbuster because they're fun.
Yeah,
and they look cool. Fucking Dovor or something. I forget what the toy line they're from is called, but it has a weird name.
well,
And that is
that's it from us this week.
That's
We've
right.
been Prime Cuts. You can listen to us on any podcatcher of your choice. And hey, we haven't done this in a bit. If you like what we do, give us a little 5-star review. We
Rate
appreciate it.
and review. Get the word out. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell your faded rivals. Tell them all.
But only give us a 5-star review. Don't give us less than that.
Yeah, if anyone gives us a 1-star review, I'm coming for you.
And coming.
No, not in the Inferno way. Andrew the Giant gift. No, wait.
holding up all of our hands. You can also find us on the Noise Space Network at noisepace.xyz along with a bunch of other really great shows. I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Optimum on Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can also listen to the other podcast I do. It's called Pot of Greed. It's about Yu-Gi-Oh! We are on break at the moment. But we still have bonus stuff going up while we are on break for the summer because turns out a lot of us go away for the summer and we're not around.
There'll be plenty of nude aliens for you when you return.
Great. Oh, yeah.
It's
right.
like
Yeah.
Zexal.
Yeah.
Because there's the
Astral.
Like
Yeah. I'm aware. I'm aware of the naked child. I also occasionally do Star Trek themed drag, speaking about naked aliens, which you can find Maxwell Warp on Instagram.
I'm Mara. You can find me on Blue Sky at marawyvern.biscuit.social, on Tumblr at a Cyclonus with a 5 at the end of it. And hey, you can support us monetarily. Patreon.com/primecuts. Next month we will be beginning Headmasters. I'm excited. I've never actually watched. I have a DVD set of Headmasters somewhere that I just never watched. So I'll be excited to dip into the Japanese stuff.
Despite earlier, I was looking back through I was trying to find the post and was looking for Patreon earlier on in our Discord, and despite like discussions from 2022 where people said they would pay for us to listen to the English dub of Headmasters, we are not going to be listening to the English dub of Headmasters. So sorry, folks.
I should play that. Next time we do a thing, I'm going to play that as a pre-show again. I love it. That dub is amazing.
Maybe that will just be the show.
Ninja Consultant. All right. Well, until next time, folks, when Megatron unveils his diabolical master plan, I am going to run screaming from the tunnel drone, transform and roll out.
I'm going to have to do better than that. And then I crash immediately into a pipe, transform and roll out.
Peach.
Peach.